hears that Elizabeth's crazy little thing.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's what I hear.
And Elizabeth is here.
Yay! Which is another happiness factory. Last time I was in town, I shared the release of 2 new books based on a word that John invented. Because if you can like someone's pheromones, be attracted to them, you might be attracted to their memes or their words. So we had pheromemes of poems that were done in the recent years since the move to Texas, as well as show poems from the shows that I would do monthly there as well. They were $10. They're $10. I bought 2 copies of each of these if anyone didn't pick up a copy of it before. But we called it pheromemes because that would be a series of a bunch of poems. And I'm working on the next pheromemes book right now, which of course is not done, but it is filled with haiku and Twitterverse and poems. And that's why I've got my little tiny pictures of kids from school that will be the potential cover for the future book. And so I have a lot of little haiku things that also go after short stories, after pieces in Down the Dirt or CC&D magazine. And I'm going to read one of them from this upcoming release for you before I call up my next open micer. It's called Left Living. We must create love after we are left alone, so life's worth living.
Yeah.
And I think that's an entirely perfect way to bring up the next person that is going to read. This is a man who doesn't read poetry or write it, and he decided when he came here to visit Chicago with me that he had to write a poem about his love of Chicago, and he wrote it yesterday morning. It was groovy cool. And so I said, would you please read it here now? And I'm so thrilled that he will. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. John Yatko.
Isn't he the guy who wrote those rock and roll haikus that are available on YouTube?
Rock and roll haikus.
I don't think so. Do you have any rock and roll haikus?
I have no rock and roll haikus. I have written some music.
Here, I'll put the music.
Oh, yep, so I actually wrote a poem yesterday, but I'm going to start with a different one. One I wrote, actually, probably the second poem I've ever wrote that was worth actually other people hearing. It's called Why Do You Love Me? You wore a necklace with planet Earth hanging from it that jingled like a wind chime in a light breeze when you walked. Your earrings, each a silver sphere with a hoop around each one. I said you looked like a solar system, planet Earth, 2 Saturns hanging from your ears. No, Neptune. The hoops are vertical like Saturn's, not flat, or like Neptune's, not flat like Saturn's. Your eyes are like stars in the deep dark. Neptune is blue when seen through a telescope, she said, and these are silver. But when the naked eye looks out at Neptune, it appears silver in the night sky, I said, like your earrings. Neptune is the only planet that cannot be seen with the naked eye, she said. It is 6 times dimmer than the dimmest star, which means it's many times brighter than you. Tell me again, why do you love me?
Oh.
Okay, this is the one I wrote yesterday. I don't have any words for it. I went over to get some groceries to bring back to her hotel room, and it just kind of hit me. And I figured instead of saying something to Janet about it, I would actually write a poem myself and try it. This city has a smell. As I walk down the streets with my groceries, I smell a moisture in the air blowing in off the lake. I smell the decay of gardens left in disrepair. On the busy streets, I smell the rush of people on their way to somewhere. On the busy streets, I smell the diesel fumes from trucks filled with groceries as they rumble by. From buses filled with people on their way to somewhere. As I pass under the L, I smell the ozone from the electric arcs, the acrid smell of hot brakes as the train clatters overhead, filled with people on their way to somewhere. That sound. I do not live here anymore. I was not born here. I am not from here. That sound of the L, the smells, they tell me I am home. I didn't know it when I lived here, but I know it is true. This city is my home. Its winter is cold, black, unforgiving. I must leave, but I want to come back. The city where I live is filled with poets, artists, and musicians. They look back and opine for better times that never were. The city where I live is confused. It is being pulled into the future. Faster and faster, its people wake up each day, one step behind where they were yesterday. They do not understand the big city. This city, though, this city of the big shoulders, it smells of anger. The anger of, why can't you keep up with me? The anger of, why are you in my way? This city is rushing headlong into the future, chopping buildings in half and flattening bridges. This city has ripped off its rear view mirror. There is no need to look back. Except 85. 85 was a good year. I listened to this city as a child. I did not know it at the time. I did not feel it then. This city is my home. Its winter is cold, black, unforgiving. I want to come back and stay. Maybe next time.
Oh.
I don't want a kiss from your silver lips.
I got my silver lips, but ladies and gentlemen, I think that was so awesome. And he read that yesterday at the Weeds at the Hideout, and they were like, that was really good imagery, blah, blah, blah. It was awesome. So please, give it up one more time for John now. I'm going to read a short poem that might fit into the theme of this next person I'm calling up, and then I'm going to tell a story about an ad, which I think she'll appreciate, and maybe you guys too. This is after I saw something in the newspaper called 1 Year After, and icing on the cake. It will be in this Pheromones book whenever it gets out. 1 year after the white supremacist rally and the Charlottesville, Virginia riots, white supremacists came back to march on August 11th this year. The paper reported that fewer than 20 people came to the rally and thousands turned out to protest. But the icing on the cake was seeing the photo on the newspaper front page of the white civil rights rally on the front page of the rally leader holding the U.S. flag backwards, marching together in harmony with a black man on his left and an Indian man on his right.
Yeah.
White supremacists and like, you've got to be kidding me. It was the strangest thing to see in the front. I'm positive that is why that made it to the front page of the newspaper. But another thing that I thought was crazy is, I don't know if this ad exists here, but there is an app for Poshmark. And you can have an app so you can get really expensive clothes. And this ad keeps coming up, and this woman keeps saying, I bought these gently worn Louis Vuitton shoes for only $100. If I bought them in the store, they would have been $700. And I'm like, what universe are you from? Is all I could think, and I keep seeing this ad like mad. And I think this next woman that I'm calling up likes to look at slices of life like this and bring it up and share it with you guys. And I'm looking forward to everything she has to say. Please, ladies and gentlemen, our next open micer, please lots of applause for Annabelle Echo.